Welcome everyone, thank you for joining. We're here with the production crew and cast of Fishing Without Nets, at least the feature film version, the extrapolation of the short film that Cutter made.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I'd love to hear, first off, the short film won Grand Jury Prize at Sundance, as I recall.
It's a big prize.
Big prize to win. A short film is frequently a way for an indie filmmaker to do kind of like a proof of concept to do a feature. Did you intend to make a feature?
Yeah, that was the idea all along, was to make a feature, and Abdi and Abu Bakr are in the short film, and Abu Bakr also was involved in casting the short film, both the short and the feature. And the idea really was to kind of test out our concept and
to learn also about the subject matter.
And it was just as much a research trip as well. So we went there and made the short as a way of developing the feature and learning more about the subject.
Yeah. How was that for you guys, being involved in that short film and then taking it to a feature?
We are very happy. We like how to make the film, and we hope our future is good.
We hope it's good too.
Yeah.
You can answer in Somali too.
maskaxda waxay ku jirtaa waxa waaye inaan zaid u faraxsanahay boqolkiiba boqol aan filimkan aan dhigay Fishman Without Net aan ka helay fikrado fara badan.
He's very happy to be a part of it, and he's excited the fact that Fishing Without Nets is good, and it makes him very happy to be a part of it.
It's about a man who turns to piracy to support his family, which is, of the news. Clearly, tell me first of all, where it came from. Did you have experience with the subject matter, or it just struck you as, my God, there's a reason for this phenomena?
Yeah. Originally I was just captivated by who are these guys who go out and do this, and I was just so kind of shocked by the bravado of going out in these boats and attacking big ships. And as I researched more and more, I really became even more interested in who does this and why do they do it. And the stories that I found were so compelling and were so kind of universal in in what they were, that I was like, this is the side of this subject to take it from, to tell it from the perspective of the guys who are out there doing it, and to not romanticize or glorify what it is at all, but to just sort of follow a middle ground and really focus on the gray area of the conflict. And
now tell me more about that. Where do you find that gray area? What did you find as you were researching why people turn to this? And
I think it's a universal idea of survival and hope, and those when you're faced with conditions that people in Somalia live in, the idea of turning to piracy is not it can
it's not
come
a great leap.
Yeah, it's not a great leap, and it could be a good option for some people, even if that wasn't, if they're not a criminal otherwise.
Tell me how you related to those characters, how you came to play them, where you found things. These are, to be a pirate, it's violent, you're terrifying people, obviously. I mean,
they're violent and terrifying people themselves.
Obviously, I'm scared.
marka shaqada soo bilaabtay horban ogaada sida ogaatay sida noqotay baraadnimada wanaha xanaaqda waxa soo
ninkan waxa weeye isagoo nin yar ah ayaan maskaxdiisa la yaabay sida uu filimka directorka uga yahay ma garatay markaan arkay waxaan ku raacay wax kasta oo yiraahdo sidan ii sameeyay inaan u sameeyo.
He says that he caught a lot from Cutter just by paying attention to his direction and understanding, and just following his acting methods as he would show him.
Were you acting out for him?
Yeah, often because our communication was limited, and sometimes it would take a minute for us to get things through. I would sometimes end up acting things out in my terrible version of it, but I would be sort of showing what I wanted, and they would say, okay, yeah, but I can do that better. So
Let the professionals.
yeah, they're like, let us come in.
That's right. So this come in.
Yeah,
So that
isku mid
shit-
waay, ha, because waxay ku xiran tahay markii aan hawsha aan galayay filimka aan hawsha filimka galayay Cutter wuxuu ii siiyay oo wax suurtagal ah aqli ah oo aan sidaan ku suubiyay filimka marka boqolkiiba boqol dadaalka ninkaan ku leeyahay sidaan u istaagsan suubisaan marka boqolkiiba boqol ninkaan u mahadnaq.
They said it was very easy to follow the direction. He's a very clever guy, and so it made the movie easy for him to do, basically.
You gave them, I understand, the beginning, middle, and end of a scene, and let them find their way through.
Yeah.
Ultimately, how did that? Why did you choose that method, and did that come out of the communication?
Yeah, well,
part?
it's like I can't write dialogue in Somali because I don't speak Somali. So what we had were the scenes that we needed, in a structure of a story that, if these scenes played together, it would, tell a story. But within each scene, we would just let them kind of get from beginning, middle to end. The key thing being the end, because if you're improvising, you have a tendency to just keep going, whatever. But if they know kind of where it ends in each scene, then they can, kind of get it to a cap. But I think what that did was make it their voice and make the dialogue realistic and be coming from them. And I think that's ultimately what we were trying to do. And I never wanted to be putting words in their mouth that were sounded like I was saying it. But when they had the freedom to do it, I think it just comes off more realistic. And
How did you judge a take? Then?
you
Good
would,
question.
you would think that that you need to hear the words, but like a lot of the time you can see based on body language and tone whether a performance was good or not. And it was an amazing lesson in how much of your communication is nonverbal. And people say that a lot, but I really learned it firsthand that, whoa, it's amazing. I could just knew, okay, that one was good. And I would sometimes say to Sammy, I like that one. And he would sometimes say, okay, well, they did mess up this line, so we might do it again like that. But I could gauge whether it worked just based on the tone and
It does speak to film as a visual medium.
exactly.
And a universal language,
Yeah.
that can cross cultures.
And we had silent film, obviously.
Yeah. I think also I remember when they were watching the first rounds of translation come through on the takes, there would be like the kind of unfolding of a whole new dimension to those takes. And
Yes.
so you would discover, oh wow, I thought that was okay, but it turned out actually through the translation that they actually nailed that one. So it was
They
kind
made
of
it
fun to
better.
watch the process of translation add so much to the editing process of the film.
Was there a particular? It was a very challenging production, obviously, to pull off. Was there a moment that, I don't know, you're like, this isn't happening, this isn't gonna work, or?
Yeah, like pretty much every other day. I think there was lots of times where we thought, wow, is this all hope feels lost. Are we really gonna get this thing? But the thing that made it come together was that the cast always had such a commitment to the film and doing a good job with it and finishing it and seeing it through, that I knew that even if we were left with everyone left and our camera was the only thing left, we would still have the cast who would help us get through it. So I think we had an underlying sense of everyone is in this to the end, and we're going to finish it. But it I'll tell you, like we shot for 6 months over the course of 2012 and 13, and there was lots of days where we thought,
This is tough.
this is tough.
I'd like to hear, Eddie, from just in general, how this fits into what Vice is doing when you came into the process.
Yeah. So we've been making documentaries for a number of years now. They're successful, I think. And for the past year or year and a half, we've been developing a lot of feature projects. We want to expand a Vice Films feature division, and we'll start announcing things after Sundance. But this film was like, and we're so proud of it. It's the perfect way for Vice Films to start telling the world that we are making 2-hour narratives. This could have been a documentary on pirating, and we've tried, and through the years we've been at the airport with tickets many times, and then those trips were always canceled because Somalia was always too dangerous to visit. So it was always like, we have to do a piracy story. And then he comes into my life and shows me what he did, and I'm like, shit, like you've done what we wanted to do. So in a lot of ways, it's the absolute perfect way to launch a Vice Films brand.
Well, Fishing Without Nets, Sundance. Congrats, guys. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.